I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
WrestleMania 40, one grandson of a plumber, Mr. American Nightmare, Mr. Cody Rhodes, Mr. Used to be Dashing, Used to be Stardust, Mr. Cody Rhodes won the WWE Universal title from Roman Reigns, ending a 1,000+ day reign by Mr. Reigns. And universally, everybody loved this. Everybody hated how Cody did not finish the story, quote unquote, at WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania 40 comes around. You have The Rock coming back after Cody won the Royal Rumble and almost taking that moment from him. Everybody wanting Cody to get that moment back. He gets that moment back. He finishes the story at WrestleMania 40. Everybody's like, oh, he did it for Dusty. Go back and watch the documentary they did. Oh, yada, 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 right? But now, what is the conversation around Cody Rhodes? 3 months after he won this title, what is the conversation around Cody Rhodes? He's not a good champion. He doesn't have any aura. He's boring. They don't know what to do with him. Oh my God, he's actually overrated. Let's get some facts straight here, okay? Cody Rhodes is a top 5 worker in the company and a top 5 talker in the company. No aura, overrated, not a good champion, not even a main event guy. You are stupid. Cody has some of the best promos since he got back, especially the ones he did with Seth Rollins leading up to WrestleMania 40, especially the ones he did with CM Punk leading up to Royal Rumble 2024. And I know this is a completely subjective ranking system, rating system, but it's a metric to use. Dave Meltzer 5-star matches. Since Cody Rhodes came back to WWE, the WWE has gotten 4 5-star matches. 2 of them have been Cody's. So it is completely undeniable that Cody Rhodes has both the in-ring ability and the on-mic ability to be a main event guy. He should be there. He worked his ass off to get there, and he's very, very, very over with the crowd. We'll get to that. It's clear he should be there, right? So why is it that there is a accepted atmosphere around Cody Rhodes, that he has no aura and he's boring? So first thing that we absolutely have to address, he's the champion after Roman Reigns. It's one of the greatest title reigns of all times, amongst one of the greatest stories of all times, and Cody had to follow that up. Anybody following that Roman Reigns title run was gonna feel less. And that leads me into the storyline feels stale. They don't know what to do with Cody Rhodes because he's getting into these little one-shots with AJ Styles, with Logan Paul. Well, I guess they're going to continue the AJ Styles thing. First off, let's address they don't know what to do. They do know what to do. It's going to be Rock and Cody at some point this year. Probably much later in the year, but it's going to be Rock and Cody, and that is going to bleed into the Bloodline Civil War that they are setting up, right? But that's not going to happen for a while because you got to wait for Roman to come back, you got to wait for Rock to come back, and you got to wait for all these pieces to fall in line on who's on what side, right? So what do you do until then? One-shots. One-shots that will get people over, just make interesting stories. AJ Styles' retirement thing, the struggle to get that title back, the struggle of, man, I want to be on top, but I keep failing, yada, yada, yada. It's interesting. The match with Logan Paul, while not being incredibly interesting story-wise, I think they did some things with it, and it was a great match at King and Queen of the Ring. It was a great match. So the real reason why Cody Rhodes seems boring, the real reason why it seems like they don't know what to do with Cody Rhodes, is because Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns capped off a bloodline story that was building for almost half a decade. Half a decade, this story is capped off, and it's one of the greatest stories told by WWE ever. Now, the big problem with that, the big problem following that, is This is not Hollywood, right? The writers of WWE, the bookers of WWE, don't get to take a year, 2, 3 years off to make a sequel to this storyline. After WrestleMania, you're right back on Monday. You're right back on Monday building to the next story. So you're not always going to get these massive, cinematic, fully flushed out, written stuff immediately. You just aren't. And I think that should be a given. The Bloodline story, as I said, is one of the greatest stories told of all time by WWE. Undoubtedly, right? Undoubtedly. Yes, it's going to be very hard to follow up. Anybody holding that title after Roman Reigns, it was going to be an almost impossible task to match what Roman Reigns did. I think that is also undeniable. I should just say undeniable instead of undoubtedly. Does not mean Cody Rhodes is boring. I think the AJ Styles feud that started and then stopped and then is now heating up again, I think that's very good. I think he had a very good match against Logan Paul with an interesting enough story to keep my attention. He is a phenomenal talker. Not one of the best of all time, but he's a great talker. And he's top 3 worker in WWE right now. And if you want to say he has no aura, just turn on SmackDown. Just turn on SmackDown. Just watch a PLE. As soon as his music hits, as soon as his name is mentioned, as soon as Nick Aldis says the WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes, the crowd goes crazy. If you are saying he has no aura, you do not watch pro wrestling. I hate using that. I hate using that sentiment when it comes to sports, but it's true. If you legitimately believe Cody Rhodes has no aura, you need to watch more pro wrestling. I'll see y'all later.